Welcome back to Daily Wisdom, where every single day we do our best to try to take a piece of God's wisdom and apply it to our daily lives. And if you want to track along with us with exactly what it is that we are reading every single day, you could download the Bible app to your Android or iOS device. A link for that app is in the description below, along with a link to another video that kind of teaches you the ropes of the Bible app and where to find the Bible reading plan that we've started called Experiencing God's Renewal. It's a 5-day reading plan, and today we are on day 3. Let's dig in to where we are today, and that is in Romans chapter 12, verses 1 and 2. It says, "Therefore, I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship." You know, as people who say that we're following Jesus, as people that claim to be Christians, sometimes we get distracted from what the true meaning and the true act of worship is. We often associate that word, worship, with a musical experience of some kind, either at church or at a concert. And when we don't feel the music the way we want to feel it, or hear the music the way we want to hear it, or the kind of or genre of music that we want to hear, sometimes our feelings get in the way of what worship really is. What Paul is saying in this verse is that what real worship is, what true worship is, has more to do with your behavior. It has more to do with the decisions you make and how you behave, the actions you take part in, the words that you say to other people. Those things are the things that are more acts of worship than participating in any kind of musical experience. But where do these behaviors come from? Where do these choices that we make actually manifest themselves? Well, he gets into that in the next verse. Listen to what he says in verse 2. He says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Don't conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of our mind. Why does Paul want us to experience a renewal of mind? Well, that's so that we can better resist what everyone else is telling us to think and believe. You see, those behaviors we talked about in the previous verse, they're a result of what we believe. Belief is something that takes place intellectually. It's something that happens in your mind. And what Paul is proposing here is it is what you believe that determines how you behave. Your true act of worship, your behaviors, are going to be a result of what it is that you believe in your mind. And so that is why he doesn't want us to allow everyone else to dictate what we believe. And that's a problem that we have in American culture in general, is we're being bombarded every single day in the TV that we watch, in the movies we watch, in the books that we read, in the magazines and news articles we consume. All of those things are telling us a worldly perspective. They're telling us someone else's perspective on a particular issue, and they're trying to get us to believe something that they want us to believe. Whether it's true or not, that's irrelevant. They want us to believe something. And what God is saying, hey, you know what? Here's what Paul's proposing, that we allow God's wisdom to determine what it is that we believe. Because it is that wisdom, when it's applied to our life, that will change how we behave. A renewal of mind is going to have a greater impact on our experience. And so, as a result of that, there is a benefit to our experience. Listen to what that benefit is. He says, "Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will." Have you ever wanted to know what God wanted for you? When you're presented with a difficult choice or a challenging circumstance and you don't know which path to take? Well, that's kind of what Paul's talking about when he addresses this to this church in Rome. He's saying, when you are encountered with those choices and you've allowed God's wisdom to promote a renewal experience in your mind and in your lifestyle, those choices are going to be less difficult each time you encounter them. Because as you begin to absorb God's wisdom, his wisdom is going to manifest itself. It's going to come to life within you. And those decisions each time will get easier and easier to face. Well, that's our piece of God's wisdom today. I hope that you found this video helpful, and if so, please hit that like button. That'll help other people to see it. And if you have any other thoughts about today's passage or the devotional reading in the Bible reading plan, please feel free to share those comments in the space below. We'd love to hear from you, and we'll see you tomorrow.